A Friday night in the ACC in the middle of October. And away we go. Peyton Jones, the sophomore running back, skirts out past the 20. Duke's in year one, like we said, under Manny Diaz, who gets another crack himself at being a head coach. 5 straight wins to start the season, 3 of them when this team trailed in the 4th quarter. And then the headliners for this group offensively, Maalik Murphy, the Texas transfer, the running back Star Thomas, and the veteran mainstay wideout in Jordan Moore.
Yeah, that's a good core that this offense has relied on the first part of the season, but it's really about the quarterback. Can he get off to a quick start today? He's waited to the second half, it seems like, in most games, but today they want to get him off to a fast, quick start.
And you saw Duke coming in off a loss. Star Thomas gets a couple yards before he ran into Pat Payton. So Maalik Murphy's a redshirt sophomore. Last year at Texas, of course, he sat between Quinn Ewers and Arch Manning. Quite a quarterback room to be in. And he's 7-1 in his career as the starting quarterback. Thomas again, nothing doing. Pat Payton on another stop, and it's 3rd down.
Yeah, the challenge today for Duke on the offensive line, they're going up against a defensive line that has NFL-type players for Florida State. So will they be able to create the lanes, Mike, that allow Star Thomas to get to that 2nd and 3rd level, to get them into 3rd and shorts? They don't want to be in this 3rd and medium plus, 3rd and 7. Let's look at the feet of the quarterback, though. Let's watch Maalik Murphy's feet. This is something that he's practiced all week long. Can he get his feet set here on a 3rd down play?
They have struggled on 3rd downs and need 7. Out pattern and just a couple of yards for Jake Taylor, and it's 3 and out for Duke. I mean, you talked about the importance of fast starts. The last 2 games before tonight in first quarters for Duke's offense, 39 total yards and only 2 first downs.
And that play right there is not going to help you. That's a quick hitter to the outside for a minimal gain. This is where Maalik Murphy's going to have to push the ball down the field. On that play, Mike, that's just not going to get it done on a 1-yard route to the outside.
We saw LaWayne McCoy, true freshman, ready to get it from another freshman in Cade Reynoldsson, who's been excellent for the Blue Devils so far, but he spins that one out at midfield, and it'll set up Florida State in good position. Well, most everyone's aware it's been a historically confounding season for the Noles, like we showed you, preseason top 10, but now 1-5. And at quarterback, DJ Uiagalelei struggled. Now he's injured with a broken finger, so Brock Glenn makes that 2nd straight start. We told you the 4th of his career, and what have you seen from Brock Glenn on film?
Well, I've seen consistency, and that's all you want from the quarterback. He's given them consistency at a position that they thought DJU would bring, but have not seen it. Got a great completion percentage. Can he build on the game that he had at Clemson?
They start at the 49 after just a 25-yard punt, and it's a pitch for Lawrence Toafili, and he goes for 10. Lawrence Toafili with a first down.
Oh, we're going to see a lot of Toafili. He's right now the best player offensively. Getting him out on the perimeter and allowing him and his speed to take over. We're going to see a lot of the 6-foot, 195-pound running back out of St. Petersburg, Florida.
Glenn, a screen for Toafili. Turning upfield. Toafili down the sideline. Bumped out of bounds in the red zone by Jalen Stinson after 27.
You gotta love this little hideaway screen. They fake the ball to Toafili. He hides behind the offensive line and he pops out for the gain. No one saw him and he was able to get to the outside for the big gain.
And what did Mike Norvell say to us this week? That they wanted to get Toafili back in the receiving game. From the 12. This is big-bodied Cam Davis got dragged down by Wesley Williams.
Yeah, I want to go back to this Toafili run because watch him. He hides behind the offensive line, and he was able to just get to the outside and makes a couple guys miss. That's where you talked about it, Mike. Coach Norvell wants to see him in the passing game. What's the difference between a 5-yard run and a 5-yard reception? Nothing. It's still 5 yards. Get him the football.
He's on the sidelines right now with the true freshman Cam Davis beside Brock Glenn. Davis plunges inside the 10. Sets up third down.
And this is something that we have to look at throughout this game. For Duke defensively, they love to cause havoc. Their defensive front, they like to get up the field, and so does Florida State counter that by making them come up the field and throw some plays behind them, screens and draws in the run game.
Very aggressive Duke defense under Manny Diaz and his defensive coordinator, Jonathan Packey. You see, they lead the country in TFLs per game. Showing heat. They bring pressure. Glenn quickly to Hakeem Williams, and he gets dragged down by a sure-handed Josh Pickett. And now it's fourth down from the 5.
I love that game that Josh Pickett just played, Mike. They were one-on-one on the outside. Pickett versus Williams. He showed press right before the snap. He backed out into sort of a zone look, and he was able to come rally up and make the play. If he doesn't make that tackle, it's a touchdown for Williams. Pickett makes the tackle, and it forces fourth down.
So a stand in the red zone to force an attempted 3 from Ryan Fitzgerald from 23. One of the best kickers in the country. 6 for 6. Hasn't attempted a field goal in more than a month back in week 3. But no Russ. And Mike Norvell's team out of the bye week gets 3 on the opening possession in Durham. Well, Duke is more short-handed than they have been at tight end tonight. Jeremiah Hazley got injured early in the season with a leg injury that has him out for the year. But we got word before the game, Nicky Dalmolin has a lower body injury, so he's out tonight as well. And those are the 2 best tight ends in an offense, Kirk, where they really like using them.
Yeah, absolutely. They are the key in the run game. And in the passing game, Dalmolin has been a guy that they try to use in matchup situations, so out 2 of their better players offensively.
They will start at the 25. It was 4 yards, 3 and out the first time, and we had talked about, and Manny Diaz had stressed to us, fast starts offensively are really important for this group.
Well, you want to get things going, and you want to get those layups, those early throws, right? You're a former basketball player, Mike. You know the easy throws. Get a free throw in there. See the ball go through the hoop. That's what it needs to be for Malik Murphy. Get a couple of those nice connections down the field. 5 yards, 8 yards, 10 yards. But we don't want to see the short passing game. Need to push the ball against this defense.
Generous definition of basketball player by you. Thank you. Peyton Jones is the running back, spelling Star Thomas, to start the second possession for the Blue Devils. Murphy slants, and it's Javon Harvey. They want to get more involved, and they want to throw it more, too. We asked Johnny Brewer, the OC, how do you get a fast start? And he said it's got to be more passing early on.
Yeah, and winning. You got to win at the line of scrimmage. That's how you do it at last play. A nice win and a nice throw. So you get Harvey on the route to the inside, but the nice throw for Malik Murphy.
And maybe going more up-tempo as well. It's a Duke offense that has played at the 11th fastest tempo in the country this year. Unbalanced formation. And here is Jones weaving through. And there is a flag down on the far side of the field.
Joshua Farmer.
Interesting here. We got it looks like a unbalanced formation. And is this a defensive offside? A little too close?
Offside, defense, number 5. 5-yard penalty, first down.
It's on Josh Farmer, the veteran defensive tackle, former All-ACC interior defensive lineman.
Yeah, it may have been thrown off by that unbalanced formation. When I say unbalanced formation, it was just the tackle by himself on that right side, Brian Parker. And then they come with the same play again, the same formation, I should say.
So a first down. Anyway, to slice it out to the 36. Murphy under pressure. Got it away and incomplete toward Eli Pankel with some pressure brought on Malik Murphy.
Yeah, that time Duke is flooding one side of the field. There's nobody on the opposite side. So it's either going to be a run, but you have to push your coverage. And that time Florida State did a terrific job of having everyone covered on the overload formation.
Jones is buried by Omar Graham. It's a loss of 3, and the Noles linebacker just popped Peyton Jones.
I was always told, if you see space, you got to run space. Watch him. Whoop, and that's how you do it. You got to find it and go get it. Nobody blocks him. That's just an easy run through for the linebacker.
See it, get it, celebrate for Omar Graham.
Absolutely. That's how you do it. The silencer.
And now it's 3rd down and long. Duke needs 13. Four-man rush. Murphy for Painkel, in coverage incomplete. Fentrell Cypress was draped all over Eli Painkel, and Duke's going to have to punt again.
Yeah, that's a nice job of coverage because you're getting guys on defenders or on wide receivers and just making plays. It's sort of hand fight down the field. It would have had to been an unbelievable catch. You mentioned it, outstanding job by Cypress playing the football, but there was no separation there either, Mike. So these receivers got to find separation on 3rd down.
Cade Reynoldson gets a better one away to LaWayne McCoy, who gets tripped up immediately. Well defended by Jalen Stinson. Noles by 3 on the road at Duke. But he said to us, I feel like I'm catching up, and it's starting to slow down for me a bit every time I get out there.
And when he says slow down, people have to realize what he's saying is the checklist in his head, going through, getting the formation, getting the play call, understanding where everybody's going to be at. When you do it with repetitions, the game does start to slow down for you.
He starts out the second Florida State possession from just past the 20. With Cam Davis beside him. Glenn will keep some more run in his game, as Don told you. Stinson came flying in. DJ Uiagalelei told me he's out with a broken finger, and he had struggled as well. 2nd worst QBR among all power conference quarterbacks. 6th worst completion percentage in the country, but he has served Brock Glenn really well. He's been a good teammate to the guy who's taken over the job.
Yeah, he's been a great mentor for him.
Glenn pulls it again, and it's wrapped up. Terry Moore with a good stop, and it's 3rd down.
Yeah, going back to that last thought, there's DJU on the sideline. He's charting plays. He's been in the ear of Brock Glenn, just trying to be an extra resource to the young quarterback. And that's what you want from a guy who's as experienced as DJU. He wants to be out there, but trying to give everything that he can to the young Brock Glenn.
3rd down and 3. Glenn got it away, but incomplete for Landon Thomas. Free hitter off the edge, forced the misfire, and it's 4th down.
Yeah, see, you're seeing the game right, Mike. That's what I'm talking about. Jalen Stinson was that free hitter. He was the guy on the blitz. He's the rover player. That means he's roving around the line of scrimmage. He decided to blitz, and that's what hurried the throw from Brock Glenn. Couldn't set his feet, and this is where the young quarterback comes in. A little bit older quarterback, you realize you got to stand in there and deliver that football and take the hit. That time, Brock Glenn decided to throw it quickly, and it was an errant pass.
So Duke's defense counters with a stop. We saw Quayshawn Brown back deep, and all kinds of pre-snap shuffling. Alex Mastromanno is one of the best punters in the country. Brown from just outside the 20. Quayshawn Brown tiptoes out past the 30. Well, Saturday, the 2 best matchups on the slate are on ABC. Part of a triple header that starts at noon Eastern. Number 7 Alabama, number 11 Tennessee at 3:30 Eastern. And then at 7:30 Eastern, Texas and Georgia in Austin on ABC and ESPN+. Texas has been dominant this year, and so Georgia goes in as a dog against the Horns.
Yeah, Quinn Ewers and that offense had a little Arch Manning. We got a chance to see them to start the season, Mike. That is a well-coached football team. They look great getting off the bus as well.
Midway through this first quarter in Durham, Duke's had 7 plays for 7 yards. Malik Murphy on a slant that is caught by Javon Harvey. Someone they want to get more involved. A 6th-year senior transfer from Old Dominion. He's already got 2 catches, had only had 5 coming into tonight. He's got some speed, and they think that'll fare well against the man coverage of Florida State. Go right back his way again, but Cypress draped all over him.
You want to see Malik Murphy hold that fake just a little bit longer. That would give him a better window, but it's just outstanding coverage. That's the second time we've seen Ventrell Cypress with a nice play. That's a clinic play. Got the left arm in there. Didn't get the right, got the left arm in there and was able to still to secure the tackle had that catch been made.
For Adam Fuller's defense, as Duke is off to another slow start offensively the first 8 minutes.
And you see what they did there, Mike. They huddled. So they're kind of taking a little bit. It's 2 quick plays, and you're already in the 3rd down. 3rd and 6.
Empty. 4-man rush, and it's batted down at the line of scrimmage. Darrell Jackson got his mitt on it, and it's 4th down.
Yeah, that's 6'5", 330, Darrell Jackson. So he's didn't have to go too high. He didn't even have to really climb the ladder. He just pushes the pocket and get the right hand up. So that's when you're talking about a defensive front. Trust me, I saw some NFL scouts out there before game on the sideline, Mike. They said, I don't know how good this Florida State team is, but they look good defensively. They got some guys that you want to make sure they get off the bus first.
And we know all about what the expectations were, especially for that front 7. Fair catch signal from LaWayne McCoy at the 20. Inside of 7 to go in the first quarter in Durham. Don Davenport, what's it like inside the walls there?
You know what? Players told me Mike Norvell has been the glue that has kept this team together. Defensive lineman Patrick Payton said he's the same measured, consistent, high-energy coach now as he was last year, as he was through adversity in 2020, and even an 0-4 start in 2021. Record doesn't define him. That's Norvell's message.
They set up a screen down to Ja'Kai Douglas, one of the vets. We asked Mike Norvell what he wants to get out of, as Douglas was down, the rest of the season, because he has played some younger players.
Correct.
And he said in no uncertain terms, quote, to go win, that's it.
That's it. Just go win. I was like, is there anything? How do you keep the guys motivated? He said, just showing them what it looks like the right way. Showing them, hey, look, if we do some things correct, we can go on a nice little run, but we got to win today. I'm not looking at the future, Kirk. He said we got to start with one game that's right in front of us.
Said I owe it to these players and to our fans. Glenn, incomplete for Jaylen Brown, the LSU transfer. 3rd down coming, and look, you compare it through 6 games this year to last year, it all jumped out to you.
Yeah, what jumped out to me is the 33 touchdowns last year at that time. This year, only 10 touchdowns, so they're not scoring at a high clip. They're trying to hopefully have a defense bail them out, but they've got to find some kind of continuity for both sides.
0 for 2 so far on 3rd downs. Duke's been one of the best 3rd down defenses in the country.
They're going to bring pressure.
5 picked up, and Glenn had it batted down. VJ Anthony got his mitt on it, and it's 4th down.
I know we're talking Duke, Florida State, but I know college basketball season's right around, man. And VJ Anthony, he goes 6'6". So maybe Coach Shire, if you need a guy who can rebound, you got VJ Anthony who can get up and go knock a pass down, all right? Maybe he can grab a rebound or 2, but we've seen a couple of times already these defensive linemen not able to get to the quarterback, but get a hand up and get a deflection.
And now Kyle Morlock on a fake has the 1st down and more. Morlock into plus territory on a fake punt by the Seminoles. 31 yards.
Here's your guy. You got to watch. No one keeps their eye on this guy, the up back, Kyle Morlock. And when he gets the football, what happens? He knows what to do with it. Gets to the outside, and no one is there. I don't know if Duke even realized he had the football until he was well down the field.
How about that moment for Kyle Morlock, a guy who has struggled with drops this year and essentially has been supplanted by a pair of true freshmen. He's got the most drops on the team, but comes up huge right there. And now Cam Davis with a cut. Barrels inside the 30. There is a penalty flag down back near the line of scrimmage on the far side of the field.
What a momentum swinging play. You think You hit the 3-and-out defensively for Duke. They're excited, and then you get the fake punt on 4th down, and you think like, oh, wow, we've done something, and here you are, the first play after the big play.
There's no foul on the play for illegal formation. First down.
There's no penalty.
Or not.
There you go. So you go from the big play on 4th down and now a 16-yard run right after.
47-yard swing on the 4th down fake, and then Cam Davis going to work. The Noles have it at the 27. Play clock at 5. And Davis and Glenn with some indecision there at the mesh point. 4-yard loss.
Yeah, because VJ Anthony just messed that play up. Remember we talked about what they do? Defensively, they just get up the field and cause havoc, chaos. That's what the defensive front of Duke likes to do. They force you to make a decision, and that time they caught the redshirt freshman Brock trying to figure, do I hand it, do I keep it, do I hand it? Too late already. Nice job by number 7, VJ Anthony.
So now 2nd down and long. Glenn stepped up and fired incomplete. Had both Portier and Amari Williams. 3rd down and long.
He had nowhere to really go with the football, and I think this is where Brock Glenn has to utilize his legs a little bit. If it's not there initially, get to that second progression, and if it's not there, go take off and run. He's had a couple of positive runs on the previous drive, and I think he utilizes that when needed to, but this is another 3rd and 14. I see some kind of screenplay here, but the way this rush has been active for Duke.
And Mike Norvell, you saw, will take a timeout ahead of 3rd down and long. Well, Duke trying to tighten up here on the outskirts of the red zone. And Manny Diaz has brought in his defense. We know how good it's been through the years, especially last year at Penn State. 3rd best defense in the country. And then Jonathan Patke, who he brought in, they pride themselves on TFLs, sacks. You mentioned the aggressiveness those defensive linemen play with.
It doesn't change for Manny Diaz wherever he goes. Their guys are going to be hungry, they're aggressive, and the one thing that I can say this, they fly to the football. And I've learned throughout my playing days, the respect that you have of your head coach and your coordinator is how you get to the football. And it always seems to be 11 hats for Duke around that football at the end of every picture.
Out of the timeout, 2 running back look from Florida State. Cam Davis and Lawrence Toafili. Glenn, drop. Malik Benson, 4th down, and that has plagued Florida State all season.
You can't draw it up any better. They had the right route combination. That ball's delivered right where it needs to be, and that's a clean drop. That's nothing the defense did. That's just a drop from Malik Benson. And you're trying to build confidence in a redshirt freshman quarterback. That's not how you do it. Benson letting this guy down.
We've got it as their 16th drop of the year, tied for the 10th most in the country coming into tonight.
So you had the big play on the first drive, resulted in only 3. You had the fake punt, and now you're only able to attempt the field goal.
This from 48 for Ryan Fitzgerald. His 4th year on the job and didn't get all of that. VJ Anthony caused havoc for Duke.
I don't know if he ever really got underneath this football, Mike. This was something I'm seeing. I don't know if he even had the trajectory on the kick.
Mason Arnold's snap a little bit high for Alex Mastromano, and everything was out of sync.
I thought it was Anthony that got it, but it was actually the snapper. It was the long snapper. It looked like Mason Arnold that right off his back, or went right off the back of number 32, the long snapper, Mason Arnold. So never had the trajectory that was needed for the kick. So I guess you give that block to Duke.
For all the struggles for Florida State this year, the special teams have been very good for Mike Norvell. Couple flags down.
Substitution infraction. Offense, 1 in 11 players. 5-yard penalty. First down.
And then costly from Duke after the change of possession.
And at some point, Mike, I want to see Duke take a shot down the field. I think we've seen Florida State. They've been the ones that's been aggressive offensively. It's time to see Duke get a little aggressive offensively. They usually love to take those shots down the field. Have not seen it.
You saw 2 of those 3 and outs have come already tonight. Slant, and Eli Panko gets into a wrestling match with Quindarius Jones.
Nice throw here from Murphy. Jones jumped in front, but the ball was delivered to where only the receiver can be able to pick that one up. And that's a nice throw from Murphy. A confidence-building throw.
And you wonder if one of those downfield shots is coming at some point for Duke. Star Thomas, the running back. Thomas falls forward, and he will set up 3rd down and 2. Thomas, the 5th-year senior, the transfer from New Mexico State, who has really stepped up big for Duke with Jaquez Moore's ankle injury.
Yeah, he's 6 foot, 210 pounds. And the reason why he's been one of the best backs is because he's fearless. He's got experience. And as one of those grad seniors, he realizes that every game for him is a career possibly coming to an end.
He's 6th in the ACC in rushing yards. 3rd down. Murphy gets rid of it, incomplete. Azareye'h Thomas has been excellent this year for Florida State. 4th down, and Duke's got a punt.
Yeah, Azareye'h Thomas and everybody, those defensive backs, they've been doing what? They battle at the line of scrimmage, and then they break down the football. This is all good coaching tape. They all do what? They secure the tackle with the right arm, and they get the left arm in there to knock the ball away. That's good coaching by the defensive backs, all doing the same thing, and you've seen the success that they've had on those quick throws on the inside.
We asked Adam Fuller who's played best on his defense, and Azareye'h Thomas was the first name. Reynoldson's punt is a fair catch by LaWayne McCoy. We'll kick off your Week 7 NFL Sunday with the Countdown crew. Sunday NFL Countdown, 10 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Pacific, over on ESPN and the app. And then we've got 2 Monday Night Football games for you. Lamar Jackson and the Ravens square off with Baker Mayfield and the Bucs. 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific on ABC, ESPN, Deportes and Plus, Peyton and Eli on E2, and then exclusively on ESPN Plus, Chargers, Cardinals, 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific.
So you've got 2 Monday Night Football games, and there's only 1 quarterback without a Heisman, Justin Herbert. Crazy. Think about that. Kyler Murray, Lamar Jackson, Baker Mayfield. Let's call it Heisman Monday night, Mike. How about that?
I love it. 1st down for Florida State. Toa Philly for very little. A Florida State offense that is 4th worst in the country in points per game. 6th worst in total offense by yardage. But a second start, they had the bye week for Brock Glenn to settle in as QB1. Philly with nothing. Ozzie Nicholas. We asked his defensive coordinator, can you get more braces on this guy? He said no. On the arm, on the leg for the Princeton transfer.
Yeah, you got it. Ozzie Nicholas from San Diego, California. Encinitas coming downhill, making some plays. And this is what I talked about with you, Mike. When we watch the defense of Duke, they get the defensive linemen going north and south, and what do the linebackers do? They just kind of play off. They allow the defenders, defensive line to get up the field, and they'll play off and find the open gap and make the play.
2-back look on 3rd down. Brock Glenn has missed on his last 4. Pressure picked up, and it's intercepted by Chandler Rivers to the house. Pick 6.
Chandler Rivers, he's just going to be sitting right over on the outside, coming over here late. And watch how he just baits it and baits it. He realizes where the route is at. It's 3rd and 10. That route is going to break at 10 yards. And who's right there at 10 yards? It's Chandler Rivers. Steps right in front and runs it in for a touchdown. He's playing almost every single play defensively. He did it last week and weeks prior. one of the best players on this defense. They challenge him to make big plays. And guess what, Mike? They finally made a big play defensively.
Chandler Rivers was talking to his defensive coordinator, Jonathan Patke, during the bye week. He said, Coach, I don't feel like I'm getting a lot of action. His DC said, that's a good thing. Your time will come.
Well, the reason why, because he said he's had the ball in his hands. He just hasn't caught it. It's just been defensive PBUs. Today, it wasn't a pass breakup. It was an interception return for a touchdown. But it goes back to just understanding where you are on the football field, realizing they need 10 yards for a first down. He broke on that football at about 11 yards, undercut it, and turned it into 6.
Their best corner, like you said, he's versatile as well. He'll slide over to nickel on third downs to get Deshaun Stone into the game. He's always matching up on the opponent's best. And Chandler Rivers, with that wherewithal, makes a play for Duke to put some life into this place.
Yeah, me and you, we look at every week, we always say, okay, who's out there on the defense? And everybody's rotating on the defensive line. This linebacking group rotates, but when it comes to Chandler Rivers and Jalen Stinson, these dudes are out there every play.
Sam Singleton, the running back, takes this out to the 24. Well, this season, All-State will celebrate every field goal and extra point made by participating universities by making a donation to the university's General Scholarship Fund. Thank you, All-State.
So, Mike, we come back to this football game, and you looked at this first quarter, the way it's played out. A couple of drives by Florida State. They have a fake punt that gets them down on the opposite side of the field. Their first drive had a nice couple runs and big plays in a passing game, and yet they've got 3 points. And with one play defensively for Duke, they've turned this into a 7-3 lead, and they haven't played well offensively.
They only have 24 yards of total offense, but they've got the lead with about 90 seconds to go in the first quarter. Glenn on the move. And Brock Glenn lost the football. Ryan Smith falls on it for Duke. Ozzie Nicholas popped it out, and it's 2 turnovers on 2 plays.
Watch 45 come out of nowhere. 45, Ozzie Nicholas. He's just hustling, running to the football, and he gets that right arm and that punch. The old peanut punch, Peanut Tillman. Longtime Chicago Bear has made that play, but it's the right punch that gets right on the football, and that ball's on the ground, recovered by Duke. It's the defensive plays, Mike, that are what's keeping Duke in this football game.
And another turnover from Brock Glenn, this time from Ozzie Nicholas. A guy who we told you is playing through all kinds of pain. He was in the training room recently. Jonathan Patke came in and looked at him. The guy's got Normatec on every limb. So his defensive coordinator took a picture of him to send it to his dad because he is toughing it out. Perfect punch for Ryan Smith to fall on it. From the Florida State 36, Quayshawn Brown thought about throwing. Gets back to the line of scrimmage. Justin Cryer ran him out.
That's a nice call right there. Remember, coming out of a turnover, trying to find the big play, but well defensed by Florida State. I know this secondary, this defensive front, they've been outstanding. So when you think about this game, the way it's going so far, defensively, these Florida State Seminoles are holding up their end of the bargain in this first quarter.
Star Thomas. Wrapped up by Justin Cryer. 9 yards, and it's 3rd and 1.
And this is 4-down territory. You want to make this turnover count. And I don't think you just want to get 3. They want to get 7 here. This may be the last play of the quarter.
Duke quickens the tempo. Thomas. And Star Thomas has a first down.
Led to the block. So, obviously a lot of self-inflicted mistakes. I mean, they've taken advantage of it, but we just got to calm down and go play Florida State football.
Thank you.
Don, thank you. Star Thomas on the ground for a yard with a flag down. And the first 13 minutes of the first quarter were palatable for Florida State, and then it unraveled.
Offside. Defense. Number 5. 5-yard penalty. First down.
And then an ill-advised penalty on a vet and Josh Farmer.
Yeah, and this is the second one that he's had today in the neutral zone. He's right near the football, so Farmer's got to back it up just a little bit. And right before that play, you had the Florida State defenders pointing because they thought they saw an offsides, or a false start, I should say, on Duke. It was not called, and so never got reset in their alignment, and that's where you get the offsides penalty.
All right, from the 21, your mind goes where out of a quarter change like this?
I'm always thinking about the ball down the field, taking a shot. This is a free first down they just got here.
Murphy is going to the air. They set up the screen, and it's incomplete to the tight end, Jake Taylor, filling the void tonight of Nicky Dalmola.
It's a nice job there, Omar Graham, staying home, realizing all the action went toward the field. He stayed home and was able to be all over that play, never really developed.
Malik Murphy 4 for 10 for 21 yards. Florida State allowed to sub as well after Duke did. Play clock, though, is winding down as the officials hold it for the substitution. Star Thomas wrapped up by Justin Cryer. Nicknamed Juice for a loss of 1, and it's third down.
Yeah, nice job creating a pile, building a wall with that defensive front. There's nowhere to run for Star Thomas, and now you got to rely on your quarterback. This is where I want to see Malik Murphy grow as a quarterback. It's right here. You're near the red zone. This is a weighty down, Mike, where they've got to make a play to extend this drive. You had some big plays defensively. Can the offense punch this ball in?
3 receivers to the field. Peyton Jones with Murphy. 1 for 5 on third downs. Murphy got it to Samir Hagans. First down.
And that was a first read. That was a 1-read throw, Mike. That was the only read on that play. You put Hagans in motion. So once he's in motion, you realize you've got the man-to-man, and he's able to fake the outside, come to the inside, and that ball's delivered right where it needs to be. That's a big first down right here as they enter the red zone.
You talked about seeing growth from Malik Murphy. Coaching staff said to us this week he's got to hit on his layups. Felt like they missed too many the first half of the season. Murphy, end zone too tall. There's a flag down. Zaire Thomas had the coverage on Javon Harvey.
And this is just another defensive penalty. I just don't get it. I mean, this is the easy part of the game.
Offside. Defense. Number 11. 5-yard penalty. First down.
And quite frankly, it's happening all season from Florida State, and guys that you expected to be leaders. Pat Payton here after it was Josh Farmer a couple of times.
Yeah, but what did Coach Norvell just said in the interview with Don? What did he say? Self-inflicted wounds. That's nothing that Duke is doing offensively. These are some of the things that they're doing defensively with an offside. That's a free play there for Duke.
Murphy a pump. Pankel incomplete. Ventrell Cypress had the coverage. So what is it with Florida State? Is it coaching? Is it lack of focus from your vets? Why does it keep happening?
Well, I think it's just the focus right now. The different formations that you're seeing from Duke. They're going fast, they're going slow, they're varying things up. But you have to take care of you, which is being offsides, knowing where you are, okay, or sorry, being onsides, knowing where you are on the field. But again, on that last play, this secondary is playing tough, physical football. They were going to have to find a way to punch this ball in if you're Duke, because these corners are playing great.
Peyton Jones wrapped up. Sione Lolohea got to him after 2 yards, and it's third down.
It is heavy sledding for this offensive line for Duke. Lolohea is playing a defensive end, and he just destroys his guy and makes a play all the way to the inside. Watch how this collapse at the end. Just Lolohea comes from all the way up top and brings it in. Here's a funky formation.
Unbalanced with Murphy under center. A pitch for Jones, and he's short. Darrell Jackson fell on him close to the sticks, right near the goal line as well.
And I think that Coach Manny Diaz is looking for a measurement here. This is a 4th down, but trying to see if he can lobby these officials for a measurement for a 4th down.
They've got it marked as 4th and inches. The offense stays out there, and the heavy formation comes in with Jake Boggs, or Tony Boggs rather.
They're going to call
defensive lineman.
They're going to call a timeout. This is the play clock's already under 10. I think there was some confusion there. Manny Diaz thought he was going to get a review, and so they're all out of whack.
Come out, Duke. They're first. Should be a 30-second
As
timeout.
Duke ponders ahead of 4th down and very short, knocking on the door with the ball inside the 2. For this program that has never defeated Florida State, but prides itself on the way it attacks things with what Manny Diaz calls mental fitness. For more on that, we go down to Don.
Yes, a testament to the mental toughness of this team is Mental Thursdays with Coach Diaz. He called it his favorite 10 minutes of the week, guys. He talks about the mind with his players, mentally preps them for the unspoken with a PowerPoint presentation. He puts it together himself. He said, you can have the best strength coach in the country, but if you ignore the mind, it won't matter.
So they think they're built for moments like this, going for it on 4th down in time.
Absolutely. The first thing is what? Staying on side, going when the snap goes, and understanding of seeing the play happen before it even happens.
Star Thomas, the running back. Gets it up the middle, plunges in, waiting on the signal. Touchdown.
Star Thomas for 1 yard out, and another 6 on the board for the Blue Devils.
That's just a big surge right up the middle, Mike. You get the big guys up front, and they were able to do it. It's a one-on-one. That's it. That's what you want, one-on-one. Cryer and Thomas wins the battle. Cryer just goes a little too low. He's got to get higher. He's got to stand right there and get a good punch. When you go low, it allowed Thomas to do what? Leap over, and that's how the ball was able to just touch the pile, touch the end zone for the touchdown.
Manny Diaz knows the all-time record in this series. Told us he addressed it during that Mental Thursday session this week with what they call dragon tales, where they address the elephants in the room and the series history. And he goes for it on 4th down against the Duke. Check the marker.
Outside. Number 1, that play is decline. The try is good.
4th time, and that is hard to fathom for Florida State that they've been offsides that many times already. Duke feeling good. They're up 11 in the first half at home. $4 Eastern, 1 Pacific on pay-per-view, and to order, go to ESPNplus.com/PFL. Sam Singleton from the 7. Singleton with a cutback, and he gets cracked down by Kevin O'Connor. Miscues from Florida State.
Yeah, that's what this game has come down to. It's been a field goal that was never really blocked, just never had any elevation on it. You get the pick 6 by Duke's Chandler Rivers, and then you got a quarterback, and Brock Glenn is trying to make a play, and then you get the ball knocked out by Ozzie Nicholas. That's the 3 miscues of why this game is the way it is. 14-3 Duke. It's been defensive plays made by Duke, but then also some sloppy play, and this doesn't even show the penalties that Florida State has defensively.
And so how does Brock Glenn respond? Picked again! Ozzie Nicholas with a 3rd Duke takeaway. Wow.
Mike, I don't want to say this, but I got to say it. I think he's seeing ghosts. There's nothing there. Nicholas, just watch him. He's just going to sit in his zone. He's not even going to really move. Watch the linebacker, Nicholas. He just goes over. He sits in his zone. That ball hits him right in the hands. So that's a quarterback who's seeing something pre-snap, but he has to understand that it's going to change post-snap. That's an easy interception for the inside linebacker. 3 plays, 3 turnovers. The last 3 plays offensively for Florida State have been turnovers.
And I was worried how Brock Glenn would respond, guys, because I saw after that fumble a different reaction for him. It clearly bothered him. Not a great response there.
Yeah, compared to what you saw after his first one, the pick from Rivers. Peyton Jones, nothing. So where do you go if you're Florida State? Because 3 plays, 3 turnovers, like you said. Behind Brock Glenn, it's a true freshman in Luke Kromenhoek, who they've been trying to get ready and might have a role anyway. But right now, it's moving fast for Brock Glenn.
It's moving real fast. And I don't know if it's slowing down. And you already see Kromenhoek over there. He's warming up in the bullpen like it's the AL and NLCS over there. They've got to figure some things out because right now, they don't have anything going for them offensively. And they haven't even been back to Toafili, the running back.
Malik Murphy, wheel route, broken up. What a fabulous play by the linebacker, Cam Riley.
There's a lot of fight on that Florida State defense. This is an outstanding play. He turns around, locates the football, and everyone does the same thing. They utilize that left hand. They secure the tackle with the right, and they knock the ball away with their left hand. They're being coached the right way. Defensively, Adam Fuller, his guys are playing. They're not worried about what's going on offensively. Take care of your side of the ball. That's what this Florida State defense has done.
So now it's 3rd down. After that from Riley, the Auburn transfer. Play clock winding down on Malik Murphy. Got the snap off. Jones on a conservative play call for just the yard. And the field goal unit's coming out. So are you okay with a run there on 3rd and 10?
Yeah, there was really nothing there. And look, these corners have been doing an outstanding job. So you feel like, hey, look, I had split safety looks. Try to see if we can pop one through the middle of the defense. And you've already got points. Why try to put the ball in harm's way, especially in these tight quarters?
So Todd Polino is summoned. 7 for 10, but he's missed his last 2 in his last 2 games. Those were from 47 and 43. This from 28, and the experienced junior kicker is good. 2-touchdown lead for Manny Diaz's Devils.
Looks like we will see the true freshman Luke Kromenhoek come in on this drive.
First collegiate snaps, Don, with Sam Singleton running it out to the 24. So here it is. True freshman Luke Kromenhoek takes over for Brock Glenn after Florida State just became the first FBS team this season to turn the ball over on 3 straight offensive plays. Now it's Kromenhoek's turn.
And here he is. And trust me, I'll tell you this one. You felt that this could be a game you may see Kromenhoek. You come out of a bye week. He got some reps. He was the backup quarterback, so he's got some reps. Let's see how they get him acclimated to this game.
Cam Davis with a lane. Cam Davis takes it for a first down at the 35. Yeah, Kromenhoek's from Savannah, Georgia. Former top 200 recruit in our ESPN 300. In the last couple of weeks, there has been some talk of him getting some reps along with Brock Glenn. We were told by Alex Atkins, the offensive coordinator, that there was a plan to play him anyway, but that it would depend on game flow after Glenn had looked pretty decent against Clemson. Davis for a yard, and now it's obvious you had to make the move.
Well, you make the move, and now the offensive game plan changes. Okay, they're not going to throw this football 40, 50 times today. They're going to hopefully rely on this running game. So all of the backs who are available today for Florida State, you're going to get a touch. You're going to get a carry. These wide receivers, they may do some end arounds and things like that, but the short, quick passing game, what may be best for Kromenhoek today.
He's got a big arm. Tony Tokarz, the quarterback's coach, says he's got a lot of horsepower. They'll let him use it here. Kromenhoek dragged down by Alex Howard. A loss of 2, and it's 3rd down.
And this is what he has to realize, too. You don't have all day back there. And Alex Howard's the linebacker. He comes off the right side of your screen. That's a late delayed blitz. That ball's got to be out. Kromenhoek has to realize this isn't practice anymore. This is real live game speed. That ball has to be out of his hands. He waits too long, and Howard's able to bring him down.
Kromenhoek stares into a 3rd down and 11. Florida State's 0 for 5 on 3rd downs. Pressure comes. Kromenhoek rolls. Kromenhoek spins away along the sideline and tumbles down at the 40. 5-yard shot, 4th down.
Yeah, it's a nice positive play. Duke brought a delayed blitz, so they brought 5, and then they had an extra man just kind of watching and spying the quarterback. The athleticism of Kromenhoek takes off, and this is where the young quarterback has to realize, look, you're probably not going to get this 1st down, so take the yardage and then get out of bounds. And I think that's what his coaches are over there telling him. Hey, this is college football. We don't need any unnecessary hits. Get the yardage, get out of bounds, and let's punt and let our defense try to go out and make a play.
You saw Kromenhoek talking with his quarterback's coach, Tony Tokars. Quayshawn Brown, a fair catch signal inside the 10 after a great punt from Alex Mastromanno. The lead's 14 for Duke. Zubin, thank you very much. We welcome you back to Durham and Wallace Wade Stadium with Duke up by 14. With Kirk Morrison, Don Davenport, and our entire crew, Mike Monaco with you midway through the 2nd. Duke starts out inside its 10, and Star Thomas gets popped. Let's check out our weekend menu presented by Dave & Buster's. Great day coming tomorrow.
Oh, man, great day. Cam Ward going against Louisville. That's going to be an outstanding matchup. ABC, just turn your TV on ABC tomorrow and just don't leave. So get your popcorn, schedule your bathroom breaks. Once you turn on ABC tomorrow at noon, you're not leaving till midnight, I feel like. It's going to be great football all day long.
2nd down. Thomas bottled up. No Swarm for a loss of 1, 3rd down.
I'm just watching all those games for tomorrow, and I'm looking at that ACC clash between Miami and Louisville, 2 teams that are vying and have an opportunity to win the ACC. And I'm looking at Duke right now, who they're still in it as well. They've got to get some things fixed offensively, but they're still only the 1 loss to Georgia Tech a couple weeks back. And if they can get some things going offensively, they could put themselves in this conversation for an ACC run at a title.
5-1 overall, 1-1 in the league. 3rd down and 9, and it's on the ground again for Star Thomas. Ran into Omar Graham. So this is a couple possessions in a row. They've just kept it on the ground, and with the poor field position, they'll take their medicine and punt.
Well, I think it's more about the quarterback on the opposite side. They're going against Florida State, and they can't make a play offensively. They can't. Receivers aren't catching the football. You've got young quarterbacks over there for the first time, really, in Kromenhoek and obviously Brock Glenn. I think this is more about having confidence in your defense for Duke than it is trying to put the ball out there offensively and put yourself in harm's way.
Cade Reynolds out of his end zone, had it partially blocked. Was able to get it to roll into Florida State territory. A.J. Cottrell got a piece of it.
Got a terrific jump by Cottrell. He gets there. Now, the only thing is, I would say this, Mike, he didn't have both hands. He only extended the right hand. Maybe if he gets both hands and has the traditional block for a punt defender, he's maybe able to get both hands on that football. I used to play punt return back in the day. Punt block, oh yeah.
You blocked the punts or returned the punts?
I never said I blocked the punt, Mike. I just said I was on the punt block team before.
Okay, but so you weren't the return man, to be clear.
But I know I practiced the position a couple of times. Never blocked one, but I know how to keep the hands in the right spot.
I trust you more than me, that's for sure. Cam Davis on the ground. Cam Bergeron in on the stop. He's been a stalwart on the Duke defense this year.
Yeah, you see number 4 just flash all game long. You know, watching tape back, you're like, okay, who's this number 4 guy? Cameron Burke, he just does everything. He plays a position of the star, and he has been everything that that position entails.
The offensive coaches during the bye week looked at all the film of the defense. They thought he's the best player on Duke's defense. Davis again with a cutback. Out to the 48, very close. Terry Moore in on the stop.
4 down territory here, Mike, with 3rd and 1. I assume that they're going to keep the ball on the ground here with the true freshman Kromenhoek hanging off to Davis. But if they don't get it, definitely they're keeping this offense on the field.
No jump from Duke, and now Davis muscling against Nicholas for a first down.
Nice. That's a nice little wrestling match right there. Who was going to give, right? You get 45 and 3. They meet right in the hole. And just the leg drive of Cam Davis. That's 5'10", 224 pounds. That's a true freshman coming at you, picking up the tough yard.
He's their second leading rusher, back healthier after dealing with an ankle injury going into the bye. Kromenhoek steps up, lofts it toward the end zone, incomplete. Kentron Portier could not haul it in against double coverage.
Yeah, you're a lot kinder than I am. That's a drop. That's a perfectly thrown football. And what? That's a drop. That has to be caught, Mike. That ball's in the grass. That has to be caught, Mike. That is one of those plays. Help out your true freshman quarterback. How many opportunities did you get just like that? That should have been a touchdown. Even Kromenhoek thought, I got one. And just taken away from him.
He thought he had it on his first collegiate passing attempt.
That would have been a touchdown. That should have been caught.
Portier has had a drop issue as well at times this year. Lawrence Toafili against a we're up to 17 drops this season for Florida State, and at some point, part of it is absolutely mental, right?
But it's miscues today. That's the 2nd drop. We had one earlier.
But I'm saying when it's that many drops, like it's in their head, right?
Yeah, I just think you got guys who are just trying to make plays, but they got to concentrate on just catching the football. That one right there, I don't know if it gets lost in the lights, but you can't throw a better ball than Kromenhoek did on that one.
2 running backs in. Lawrence Toafili's in the slot. Duke brings 5. Kromenhoek goes down. There is a flag down as Josh Pickett got home on the quarter blitz.
Yeah, they showed a different picture, and Kromenhoek got fooled. He saw that they were bringing 6 players, and at the end, they dropped all out and played cover 2.
Hands to the face. Defense number 7. 15-yard penalty. First down.
They get VJ Anthony, the defensive end, and that's costly for Duke.
Yeah, the left side, you see that hand right up underneath that helmet, and it gets all the way up. That's a nice job by the officials seeing that. That is a penalty. You got to keep those hands underneath and not in the face. And that erases what would have been a big loss on 3rd down.
Instead, the Noles have first down from the 26. And a flag is down. Now 2 of them. Waiting for the word from Marcus Woods.
Snap infraction. Offense, number 53. 5-yard penalty. First down.
And so the issues for Florida State have extended to a guy in Maurice Smith this year, who has started in parts of 6 seasons, but he had some snapping woes each of the previous 2 games, and then he gets tagged for the snap infraction here.
Yeah, one of the few players in college football has played in 2 different decades.
I hadn't thought of it that way.
I know, I'm getting older, Mike, so what you do is you start thinking about how many decades some of these guys have played in.
6th-year senior center, Maurice Smith. Backs up the Noles into 1st and 15. Kromenhoek had the pocket collapse, and he takes off. Goes sliding right into Cam Bergeron.
Yeah, you don't want your quarterback taking those kind of hits, and I get it. Kromenhoek's just trying to make a play. This is a young, true freshman. Played in the high school ranks last year, but you don't want to take those types of hits.
And doing it behind an offensive line that, in game number 7, starts a 6th different group. Going with the young guards, Andre Otto at left guard and Jalen Early at right guard tonight. Approaching the 2-minute timeout. Empty for the freshman. Kromenhoek swarmed. He gets dumped by Alex Howard for a loss of 8.
They're just going up and under. It's a TE game. Tackle goes up,
That
in
is the
goes
2-minute
up and
timeout.
inside, and Alex Howard getting another sack. And Florida State just looking for answers offensively.
Zubin, thank you very much. We look forward to that. 3rd down and long out of the 2-minute timeout for Luke Kromenhoek. Still searching, fires, and it's out of bounds. Chandler Rivers. 4th down.
Yeah, really not much there. Surprised by that play call, Mike. I know it's 3rd and 19, but you want to give a little bit of yardage there to help out your kicker. And I think this is all growing pains. You're going through it. You're seeing a young quarterback take his first snaps in college football, and everything that he does is a teaching moment. He goes to that sideline, he's getting coached, he's getting mentored to understand, just take what you can get. If it's not there, throw it away. But now we got a long field goal attempt.
For Ryan Fitzgerald, who's one of 3 kickers in the country, who's hit from 50-plus 3 times already this year. He is excellent, and he smokes it from 53. A 4th make for Ryan Fitzgerald from 50-plus. Simply put, one of the best kickers in the country.
Yeah, got some distance here. That's the trend that we're seeing, right? We see it in the NFL. Now it's bleeding down here into the college ranks. These 50-yard field goals, Mike, are seeming to be like automatic. There's talk in the NFL of possibly bringing in the goalposts. You can't do that. Like, college kickers, NFL kickers now. Remember before when 50-yard field goals used to be a big thing and you get excited about it? I think you do that in college, but now the NFL ranks dudes just 55. Oh, he's good. It's 58. It doesn't matter. Just let him go kick it.
And Ryan Fitzgerald's a really cool redemption story as well. He's going to leave Florida State with 3 degrees. A couple of years ago, he went 12 for 20. Mike Norvell really wrestled with, do I stick with him? He did that year. And last year and this year, Fitzgerald's been excellent. And he has supplied all the offense tonight for Florida State. Down by 11 to Duke. It's the first time Duke has ever led by double digits against Florida State. Peyton Jones takes it to the 20. Well, Zubin told you tomorrow the 2 best college football matchups are over on ABC, part of the triple header starting at noon Eastern. Alabama, Tennessee, 3:30 Eastern. Then at 7:30 Eastern, it's Texas, it's Georgia, it's on ABC and ESPN Plus. And how about this quarterback matchup?
Quarterbacks who we know are going to see on the next level. I mean, Carson Beck has rebounded from that game against Alabama, but for me, he's shown that he is worthy of a first-round pick next year. Quinn Ewers back from injury a couple weeks now, feeling a little better from the oblique. I'm just saying, are they going to keep Uga and Bevo away from each other. That's all I care about, Mike. We got some good quarterbacks in that game, but are they going to keep the mascots away from each other?
Star Thomas goes spinning back to the line of scrimmage. Yeah, that was the classic New Year's Day 2019.
That was
Bevo
so fun.
and Uga.
Yeah, that's the fun part about these matchups. People are saying that's like the early Super Bowl of college football. Look at these mascots. Yeah. Uga, Bevo. Whoa.
Look out.
Yeah, tomorrow let's keep those two separated tomorrow, Mike. All right, let's keep those two separated as far as possible. Uga's got to be on the other side of the stadium. Bevo, and a nice little playpen that Bevo has.
Star Thomas to the edge, lift the tackle, shoved down by Juice Cryer. And I believe Uga's not traveling, so they're definitely keeping Uga as far away as possible.
Okay, that's
from
good.
Bevo.
All right, we don't want anything to get started before the game.
No.
Is that an unsportsmanlike penalty if the two mascots got into it before the game?
Some of the quotes that came out of that were unbelievable. But John Robinson said that's why he committed eventually to Texas. At that point, he said, I'm going to Texas. All right, final minute in this first half. Star Thomas keeps it on the ground, and Duke's been very conservative with its play calls.
Right.
Very close, and Mike Norvell will take a timeout.
I think he's...
Timeout, Florida State. They're second. So we have 30-second timeout.
Yeah, had a 4th down and 1. He'll take his second.
I thought he plunged forward and got enough for that first down, but now it forces a punt here from Manny Diaz. So this gets a little bit interesting. I feel like it looked like he got enough. I thought Star Thomas did. Let's see, we get a replay. I thought he plunged forward. Nice job of being on the spot, but yeah, I think he is just a little bit short. So it forces a decision here for Manny Diaz, and it's an easy one. He's going to punt the football away. It's a nice job by Omar Graham, though, right there in the middle. He was wide open and made sure to secure that tackle.
Well, they've been leaning on Star Thomas. And Duke's offense has 62 total yards, and yet leads by 11. And now you get movement there, yeah, from Duke and from Kevin
False
O'Connor.
start. Offense, number 50. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
So Duke's been keeping it on the ground. They haven't really put it in the hands of Malik Murphy. You said it's because of, obviously, Florida State's struggles offensively. But now you get into field goal range. You make it a 1-score game headed to halftime. Cade Reynolds spirals one away to LaWayne McCoy to the 30.
And I think if you're Coach Norvell, this is what he's thinking. I've got an opportunity for my true freshman quarterback to get some reps in his 2-minute drill, right? These are the live reps that I keep talking about, Mike. This is an evaluation from Coach Norvell and his entire football team, especially his quarterback, young quarterback, Kromenhoff.
Well, and you think about DJ Uiagalelei as well. With what we've seen tonight, if and when he gets healthy, you go back to him. We asked Mike Norvell this week very directly, do you expect DJU to play again this year? He said, quote, we'll continue to see how he recovers. That was all he said. We asked about a timeline on the injury. He gave us no details. But maybe things have changed a little bit based on how tonight has gone. All right, 38 seconds for the true freshman, Kromenhoff, feeling the heat. Got it away to Toafili. And pushed out of bounds after 4 yards.
Now, one thing I've seen from Kromenhoff, you didn't see much because I had to go back and watch the college tape, right? But I mean, the high school tape, I'm sorry. But now the college tape just shows me what he's willing to hold on to the football, his athleticism, getting out of the pocket, showing off that, look, he is going to try to extend plays.
Rivers shows blitz. It's picked up. Kromenhoff can't escape Bergeron and VJ Anthony. Just back to the line of scrimmage. 3rd down. And Mike Norvell takes his final timeout with 23 seconds to go until halftime.
Timeout, Florida State. They're 3rd and final. This will be a 30-second timeout.
Well, let's check
Please
out
set the game
our
clock
college
for
football
44 seconds.
rankings brought to you by Verbo. Mentioned the two heavyweight showdowns coming tomorrow. Oregon is leading right now, coming off that 1-point win at home against Ohio State.
I like this game right here, number 8. That number 8 game right there. That looks pretty good because LSU, to me, after their Week 1 loss to USC on a neutral site, they're a much better football team now than they were in Week 1. They've got some things going offensively. Defensively, they're playing well. Look, no Harold Perkins, but yet they found a way to get that same type of production. They're a scary team, not just in the SEC. I think they're playing their way into an opportunity as well to be a conference champion, but maybe even an opportunity into the playoff.
A big day coming tomorrow. That game tomorrow night on ESPN at 7 o'clock Eastern. All right, 3rd down and 6 for the true freshman in his college debut. They'll let him throw. Croman Hawk, 1st down. Ja'Kai Douglas with 20 seconds, and the clock stops for now.
Yeah, but no timeout, so they got to get on the ball. Either they're going to spike it, but they got to get the ball deep down the field, at least another, 15, 20 yards to be in the range of Fitzgerald.
8 seconds to snap it. Croman Hawk took the hit, got it away, and another drop. This time from Hakeem Williams, with the quarterback standing in, taking a shot and delivering a good football.
Yeah, he delivers the football. It should have been caught, but I want you to watch late in that play. It's to watch the safety just come out of the right side. He's looking at the safety. Do you see those eyes? Those eyes are looking at the safety right at the end. Dede Stone is right there for the big hit. But Williams stared at the safety late. Took his eyes off of it. That's why he didn't bring the catch in.
3rd drop tonight. 7 seconds to go. Croman Hawk, nowhere to go. Wesley Williams sends this game to halftime.
Because they're not really getting much offensively, Mike.
Sam Singleton and the Noles will start with it to begin the 2nd half, and Singleton's got a lane. Sam Singleton wins the foot race. A shot in the arm for the Noles. 95 yards.
It's just been a return. You get the football and it's go, 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 go. Telling the offensive lines or the guys on that kick team to get out there and find the block. And that's all you need. Just give me a room, give me space. And an outstanding job of finding it with Singleton racing to the end zone.
How's that for the first career touchdown for the redshirt freshman, current 3rd string running back from Charleston, South Carolina? We talked with Alex Atkins, the offensive coordinator, back in the spring. He said Sam Singleton is a track guy with explosive speed. Let's go down to Don.
Hey guys, you know, Manny Diaz told me they told their guys all week long that whichever defense would put their offense in the best field position is going to win this game here tonight, and we have certainly seen that in the first half. He pointed out that with an inexperienced quarterback that they are facing, they will heat him up in the 2nd half. They have to make the quarterback beat them. So expect some more pressure with them. For FSU, Luke Croman Hawk will go this half. Coach Mike Norvell told me, though, don't be surprised if you possibly see both of his quarterbacks. Right now, Croman Hawk will get the reps, though, for FSU. And, guys, he said we have got to help out whoever our quarterback is. We have to finish plays and protect them.
Yeah, you could see that reaction up and down the Florida State sideline throughout the first half. And Malik Murphy and Duke, meanwhile, they had the lead double figures after 62 yards of offense in the first half. The fewest yards of total offense by an FBS team, leading by double figures since 2016. I mean, it's basically been almost a decade since you led by this much with that little offense. Duke by 4. Here's Peyton Jones past the 25.
This has been about defense and now special teams for Florida State. This is how exciting this game has now been. You see the guys on the sideline pumped up and ready to go. Duke has to answer, and they've got to answer offensively. If they want to be a threat in the ACC, this is the type of half that they have to show what this offense can be, because that first half performance, Mike, you mentioned it, only 62 yards, 2 of 10 on third down. They've got a way to get some things going offensively.
Some of it was by choice. The last time Malik Murphy attempted a pass was with 10:44 to go in the second quarter. The lead has dwindled to 4 for Malik Murphy and the Blue Devils. So it is a pass, it's a quick hitter, and it's Quayshawn Brown for 5 yards. A little shove at the end of it in the face of Ashlyn Barker.
Yeah, I don't know if he was down. I thought Quayshawn, I'm sorry, made the catch. I thought he rolled over the defender. So the officials late in that play, I didn't see he was never down.
I agree with you.
He was up.
And so Barker's allowed to finish the play because he thought that too. And then Brown got away with a little shove there to the face.
Yeah, I think the officials should have let that one go, but I see the quick whistle, but I thought he stayed off the ground.
Star Thomas made a man miss. Stiff arm to the edge and a run out by Omar Graham to set up 3rd down and 3.
Mike, this is a huge 3rd down already.
Yeah.
I mean, the third quarter, second half is just starting, and yet this is a critical point in the football game. Duke only up 4 after the big return by Florida State. You don't want to kick this ball. You don't want to punt this ball back to Florida State. Huge 3rd down here.
You see, they've been the worst in the ACC on 3rd downs. Tonight hasn't been better. And now Murphy will motion out. This is Star Thomas in the Wildcat. And Star Thomas converts. So a little wrinkle from Johnny Brewer, the offensive coordinator, for that all-important 3rd down.
Yeah, that was a nice call there. Threw the defense off just a little bit. You get the quarterback lined up outside, and this was going to be a direct snap to Star Thomas the entire way. They get an offensive lineman pull and Caleb Krings, but it was just a north and south run for Star Thomas.
Hasn't been much for Duke's offense against Florida State's defense so far in this one. Peyton Jones in for Star Thomas here. And it's Jones. Straight ahead for 5.
Jones will shuffle forward.
You know, one of the big stories of the first half, I feel like we haven't talked about, comes to Florida State's defensive backs. They've done a terrific job of also limiting the passing game for Duke. They're playing man-to-man. They are unafraid, Mike. And when I say unafraid, these guys are getting to the line of scrimmage, and they want to play man-to-man press. And that's helped out these safeties really fall in late to the running game of Duke.
And now all of a sudden, Duke changes up its look. This is Henry Beelan IV, the backup quarterback. Malik Murphy's still in there. And here's Malik Murphy, who wants to throw to Samir Hagans. 1st down. So 2 quarterbacks on the field at the same time. More wrinkles from Duke.
Yeah, that's a nice job by Beelan. He comes in, and then all he does is toss it over to Murphy. And really, I thought there was more out there, but a nice job by Murphy, not taking the big play, just taking yardage, and that's all you needed. It's a big play, but gets the offense going. They're looking for a spark. Could that be the play?
4 weeks ago, they had a 2-quarterback look. They go back to it here. And now Peyton Jones with a lane to the edge. And Peyton Jones is bumped down at the 25. 20 yards for Peyton Jones.
Yeah, just watch the block by the tight end. It comes all the way around. That's Jake Taylor. Remember, Nicky Dalmolin is injured. He's not playing in this game. So you get a nice seal by Jake Taylor, the backup tight end, that allows for that gain by Jones.
Duke hadn't had a play longer than 12 yards offensively until that from Peyton Jones. Taylor in motion. Jones, good tackle. Kevin Knowles, the experienced senior nickel on the stop. You mentioned the DBs have played well. I go back to what Adam Fuller said to us earlier this week, talking about his defense. He said, our team needs us big time right now. We need to make more impact plays with the way everything's going for this group. We need takeaways, and we need 3 and outs. There's a lot of pressure on this defense.
And look, rightfully so. They realize, look, and if I'm a defender, I understand that. we have to be the igniter for our team right now, because offensively, we haven't found an identity. Defensively, we know what the identity is for Florida State. It's an outstanding defensive front, some outstanding secondary players.
Hagans gets popped by Justin Cryer. The linebacker was all over Samir Hagans.
I always say it, Mike. I love saying it. Refuse to be block. Refuse. If a guy's going to block you, that's one thing, but you got to find a way to get off the block and go make the play. This is what Justin Cryer does on that last one. Refuse to be blocked. Just because someone's in your way, you get him out the way and you go make the play.
Adam Fuller told us Juice Cryer has really come on. He said the kid's a future captain at Florida State. 3rd down and a dozen for Duke. Murphy, quick hitter, and a drop from Javon Harvey. Would be a 43-yard field goal, and they'll send out Todd Polino.
We've seen that a lot from receivers, but more so on the opposite side for Florida State. This time, Harvey doesn't catch the football first. He was trying to make a move before he was able to bring that football in. And I don't know if he would have got a first down, would have been a better opportunity at a much shorter kick.
We'll call it 44 for Todd Polino. Last 2 attempts from 40-plus were misses in the last couple of games. And Todd Polino drills it dead central. The lead 7 for Manny Diaz at Duke against the Noles.
I don't know if that was supposed to be.
Yeah, they're going to keep it away from Sam Singleton after what he just did. So it's picked up to the 31 from Kyle Morlock. All right, what do you think of the opportunity in front of Luke Kromenhoek and what you saw from him in the first half?
I saw some positives, Mike. I saw him extend the play. I saw him keep his eyes down the field. I saw him throw a beautiful football to Portier that was dropped. So a lot of positives for Mike Norvell when his quarterback Kromenhoek. Let's see what he does to start this second half. How do they get him going, get him some early plays?
He's rolling with another true freshman and his running back, Cam Davis, right behind him. Kromenhoek, the rookie from Savannah, Georgia. Hadn't had a college snap before tonight. Davis off the right side. They stop it after 4. And you know, Luke Kromenhoek's a guy who does have leadership capabilities. He showed that in his recruitment. He was the type of guy in their recruiting class who would pull up at other commits' recruiting announcements. Like, he was one of the ringleaders in the class of guys who are now true freshmen for Florida State. Can you bring this offense together in the second half? Kromenhoek was under heat and fires to the sideline. Kendi Charles, the Liberty transfer, got to Kromenhoek. 3rd down.
Yeah, see, this is where the clock in his head, Kromenhoek, it has to go off. It's 1-1,000, 2-1,000. If it's not there, you got to go, because these defenders for Duke, they get to the quarterback quickly. They stunt, they blitz. You don't have a lot of time back there, and the true freshman has to realize that if his first read is not there, get to the second, and if it's not there, take off and go.
On 3rd and 6. Pressure coming. Kromenhoek felt it with his legs. He takes off and he is short. Kevin O'Connor the stop, and it's 4th down.
Yeah, that was a positive play. I thought he could have read it a little bit sooner. They had numbers up top, but it was well covered by Duke. And with that, that's when you take off. Sometimes you get great defense right away, and it's like, oh, I don't have it. And this is where, see that alley, that gap, it was wide open. If he took off right away, he would have had that. That's just playing. That's just reps that he's going to continue to get. And you realize if they have it covered right away, take what you can get. Thought he could have really got a first down.
Second 3 and out for Florida State. Alex Mastromano in his 5th year on the job. Ray Guy Award finalist last year, and Quayshawn Brown got buried by Conrad Hussey. Florida State's trying to grab some momentum with their special teams in the 3rd.
Penn State, Ashton Jeanty versus the Nittany Lions. That'll be a fun one.
Duke has the ball, and it's incomplete across the middle, intended for Samir Hagans with Cam Riley in coverage.
What'd you see again there, Mike? What'd you see again from the defender? Right hand.
Left hand with the right hand on the wide receiver.
Coaching, it matters. Coaching matters. They're coached well with the right arm securing a tackle, left hand knocking the ball away.
Is it specific to inside arm, outside arm?
It is specific. If they reach with the right arm and you miss, then you don't secure the tackle. So you secure a tackle first, then get the hand in there.
Star Thomas wrapped up by Grady Kelly after just the yard.
I love this Florida State defense. It's the hard part is that when you go in at film tomorrow and you look and say, man, we played as hard as we could play and we're not getting anything from our offense. So what do? Well, we got to go make a play. We got to score. We got to do something. And now you may see defensive players start to gamble a little more, try to get up to the line of scrimmage, start to punch the football out, try to make some opportunities and create something for their offense.
3rd down and 9. Sideline into coverage. Nothing doing for Eli Pankel. Azareye'h Thomas was all over him, and it's 4th down.
That's 3rd and 9, and you run a 6-yard route. I know my math is not that good, but I know that if you need 9, but you catch it at 6, you still need 3 more yards. He's tackled right when he catches the football. That's not going to work. Why not run a route past the 9 yards, catch the football, and at least you've got it at the 1st down marker. And I think that's what he's being coached about. That 6-yard route, that throw, doesn't help us on 3rd down.
And it's the 6th 3 and out for Duke. Cade Reynoldson to LaWayne McCoy, sidestepping, no more. Dropped at the 30. Our Week 8 ACC Network football lineup looks like this, starting at noon Eastern with number 10 Clemson, who's really heated up over the last few weeks, squaring off with Tony Elliott back in Death Valley. His Hoos are 4-2. Then NC State and Cal, and we cap the night out west with number 21 SMU and Stanford at 8. All games also available on the app.
How about Rhett Lashley's bunch at SMU? That's one of those teams I think nobody wants to see in the ACC this year. They're playing well. Florida State saw them a couple weeks ago. They probably wish they did.
Yeah, they're 5-1, 2-0 in the league, led by Rhett Lashley and their quarterback Kevin Jennings. Cam Davis, nothing there. The standings in the ACC look like this. Clemson at the top, Miami there as well. 2 other ranked teams in Pitt and SMU.
Yeah, we've had a chance to see that Pitt team. And I think they're one of the better teams as well. Louisville is a tough one. We saw Virginia, seen Georgia Tech. We spent a lot of time in the ACC, and it's been fun because I can't tell you who's my favorite, right? We could say it's Miami because of Cam Ward, who's on everybody's Heisman list, but Clemson and Klubnik, they're starting to play much better as well. We saw them against Florida State a couple weeks ago, so it's still wide open in the ACC.
Luke Kromenhoek to throw on the double clutch to the outside. He got it complete to Malik Benson right near the sticks to set up 3rd down and short.
You hear that roar from the crowd. That's the Florida State faithful here. They're excited because that was the catch. The receiver caught it. And the Florida State faithful right behind their bench over there, excited to see a completion offensively.
And now big 3rd down for the Noles. 2 for 10 on him tonight. Cam Davis dropped by Kendi Charles.
That's just an inside game. When you get the 2 inside guys working, watch this. You get this, and then you get that. Now watch how the play works out. I love this little inside game. And when you get the inside game, they go with one, they say, what, block the little one and let the big one free? Or is it opposite? You block the big one and let the big one free. But you let a guy wide open, it stops you on 3rd down.
Kendi Charles, a guy born in Haiti who moved to the United States as a 9-year-old. He says for his family to find better opportunities. Discovered football some years later and makes the play there. And now Florida State's going to burn a timeout before they had sent out the punt team on 4th down and 2. That's been a look we've seen a lot from Mike Norvell tonight and this season.
Yeah, again, let's see. He said this all the way back in the first quarter was the self-inflicted wounds. Guys not being available. That looks like somebody was running out late to the punt team, and this is a unit, his special teams unit. He calls it his pride unit. It's called pride because you got to have pride to play on special teams for Mike Norvell at Florida State. And that was less prideful right there, not having somebody available, wasting the timeout this early in the second half.
Florida State, despite trailing, they only had 1 3-and-out in the first half. They've got back-to-back here in the second half. Another good one from Alex Mastromanno, takes a Seminole hop all the way inside the 10 to the 8. There's a penalty flag back near the line of scrimmage that John Papuchis, the special teams coordinator, points out to his head coach, Mike Norvell.
Now what is now? Is this on Duke, and then they put the 5 yards at the end of the play? It's a long discussion.
There is no foul on the play for holding.
Okay, no foul.
It was dramatic, though. I
was
can
good.
assure you of that.
That's why they come together and talk.
4:16 to go in the third in Durham. Ended up here in Durham out of the portal. As Blue Devils have the lead, and it's Star Thomas on the ground with poor field position. And that was the "you up" text from Manny Diaz.
It says, "Hey, you." And look, I understand that Malik Murphy was one of the sought-after quarterbacks in the portal, but coming to Duke has been, I think, everything he probably would have dreamed of, because this is a program about winning now. We know about Duke and its basketball powerhouse. We know about that. But now football has been consistent. This is a program now with 49 new players this year playing at their absolute best.
Murphy to the outside for Jordan Moore. And Jordan Moore's got a first down with his first catch of the ball game. Manny Diaz told us it was really big to land Malik Murphy for the fan base and for the players in the locker room as well, because Mike Elko had left and Riley Leonard left to go to Notre Dame.
That's a big name quarterback. You get a quarterback that started at Texas. I know it was just a couple of games because Quinn Ewers were there, but he's still a big name. He's got the stars behind him from high school. So he's still a fairly young quarterback, still growing, still developing. But I like what I've seen from him so far this season.
Star Thomas gets to the edge. There is a flag down as Thomas gets run out by Fentrell Cypress near the 40.
I think they're going to get the tight end, Jake Taylor, number 15. He was right at the point of attack, and that left hand looked to be on the shoulder pad, holding on too long.
Holding. Offense, number 15. Half the distance to the goal. First down.
Redshirt sophomore.
Yeah, just watch the left side of the screen. He gets in there initially. He's got his hands on the outside. If he lets him go, he's fine. But see how he holds on to the left shoulder pad? That's right there in front of the officials. But more importantly, it's at the point of attack of where the run was able to get to the outside.
Wipes out 23, which would have been Duke's biggest gain offensively. Unable to get any traction going offensively. 17 of their 20 points have come off of turnovers.
Well, man, all they had was the trick play, but they had 2 quarterbacks on the field. Other than that, it's just been an offense that has not had a chance to put together a really solid drive.
Backed up to the 9. Screen. Quayshawn Brown. All the way out to the 25. Pat Payton tried to punch it out, but Brown hung on to it after 14.
Yeah, that's a solid play call, but what does it do? It gets them right back on the line of scrimmage. They haven't played with much tempo throughout the game. That big play now maybe has Florida State defensively on its heels.
Peyton Jones right into the car wash of Marvin Jones. And Johnny Brewer, the offensive coordinator, had said to us Look, they have 4 NFL draft picks.
Right.
Florida State, he said, on their defensive line. Said it's the best defensive front we've seen. And so he said we can neutralize talent with tempo. And yet, leading for much of this game, they haven't shown it.
Yeah, they haven't, because you got to also, you're going fast, but you got to make sure you know where these guys are at along that defensive front. Because you mentioned it, Mike, there's 21 but scouts from bowl games, NFL teams, a lot of NFL talent on that Florida State defense.
3rd and 3, and they're putting it in the arm of Murphy. Incomplete for Taylor across the middle.
There's just nowhere to go. So sometimes you say, what is the quarterback looking at? You tell me, where does he go with the football? Everybody's covered. This is good coverage in the back end. And you've got a rush that's bearing down. So Malik Murphy realizes, I got to get rid of that football right now, because he knows he's probably going to get sacked. That's another one of those coverage plays again from this Florida State defense.
Cade Reynoldson eventually gets it away. Low kick that will spin to a rest outside the 25. The next stop on the F1 schedule is the U.S. Grand Prix at the Circuit of the Americas in Austin, Texas, Sunday afternoon, 3 Eastern, noon Pacific on ABC and on the ESPN app. Our pre-race coverage starts at 1:30 Eastern, 10:30 a.m. Pacific. And how about Austin? The Austin airport says they're expecting 40,000 departing visitors on Monday because you got the F1 and the football.
Now, do you think there's a hotel available right now in Austin? A hotel room possibly available?
$500 on average a night. And by the way, look who's back in at quarterback for Florida State, Brock Glenn. Don told you that Mike Norvell said you might see both quarterbacks for Florida State in the second half. 3 turnovers his last 3 plays, and he gets this one away to Lawrence Toafili, who creates something out of nothing.
Nice job there. You mentioned Toafili, but Brock Glenn improvising a little bit, right? Gets out of the pocket, little flick of the wrist, use the righty, gets out there. And Toafili, we haven't seen him at all throughout the game. He's been the best offensive player for Florida State. They got to get him more involved in this second half.
Florida State's first down of the second half comes 14 minutes in, and here's Toafili again into the arms of Mike Reese after just the yard. Do you like playing both quarterbacks?
Well, I think, just be honest, Luke Kroenhawk hasn't played at all. Today's his first game, and he's playing like a true freshman. At least the guy who you know, Brock Glenn, who took you last year, right, in a conference championship game, in a bowl game, an Orange Bowl, and then also to start this season, he's taken the second team reps and then started a football game. So you go with the most experience that you've got right now.
Glenn eluding Alex Howard to the edge. First down, Brock Glenn on the late pull.
That was a nice read there by Glenn.
1-5 Florida State, going back to the original QB1 tonight, Brock Glenn. Into Duke territory. Glenn fires a dart, and it's Ja'Kai Douglas for a first down.
Oh, I love the formation there, Mike. They went unbalanced formation. The tight end was covered, yet he goes out and kind of blocks and sails a screen play, but they threw the inside throw. It was a nice little trickeration there from Florida State.
19 to Ja'Kai Douglas, the 5th-year senior leading receiver, having the best season of his career. Davis slipped away, and Cam Davis rumbles. 10-yard pickup for the true freshman.
Yeah, you don't see that too often. Trey Freeman misses a tackle, and it's the tackle right at the line of scrimmage, and maybe a little face mask they missed there. It looked like 91 Kendi Charles got a little bit of the face mask and bringing him down to the ground.
Yeah, that's a miss on Kendi Charles. Could have been even more at the end of that for Cam Davis, who gets a breather here with Lawrence Toafili back in the game.
Showing a different picture, showed safety blitz. Now bringing it from the opposite side.
And it's a delay of game on Florida State. There's so much of the chess
Delay
match,
of
but it
game.
costs him.
Offense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Remember Brock Glenn told us this week that Duke pre-snap wants to mess with my eyes. Well, he was so focused on dealing with it there, he gets hit with the delay of game.
Yeah, this is what they do. They show you one thing and make you get your offensive line set to blocking one way. It was Day Stone showing the blitz up top, and just look at in the back end. Watch that back end of Duke. The moving parts.
Stone and Rivers aligning, and Glenn zipping into coverage. That was dangerous and almost picked by Kimari Robinson.
Kimari Robinson had an interception. He did. He believed it, and that's why he's probably kicking himself saying, I had it. Just a beat quicker, and he's right in front of Williams. See, he saw it. He just couldn't get his head in front, the hands in front. He was all over that play.
That's Glenn and Williams, a couple guys who've spent a long time as roommates, but not totally on the same page there. They set up the screen. Great catch, Toa Philly, turning upfield, and a flag down as VJ Anthony came to get him from behind, going for the football.
Yeah, because Jaylen Brown, the wide receiver, right there on the sideline, that's a block in the back. That's why it's multiple flags, not one. I see 2 or 3 flags on the ground. Number 6, Jaylen Brown, with a block in the back right there in front of the official.
And more frustration from Mike Norvell.
Watch on the right side of your screen. Number 6 comes out of nowhere. That's blocking the back all day at the point of attack.
Right in the face of the official and the head coach, Mike Norvell.
Illegal block in the back. Offense number 6. 10-yard penalty. Second down.
There's a balance, right? You're trying to make a play. Coaches always stress that perimeter blocking.
It's a redshirt freshman, hasn't had many opportunities, only 8 catches on the year, so trying to make something happen for his running back cost his team some yards.
You're in field goal range with second down and 25. Out of the backfield, Toa Philly could not escape Kimari Robinson.
And then here comes the dime package for Duke. So they bring in their cover guys, their rushers, and then Florida State comes and brings in their best wide receivers.
And look at this guy.
I don't know what he's calling.
What's he calling on 3rd and 27?
It looks like the All-Star Special at Waffle House.
I think it is a Waffle House menu.
That's a Waffle House menu. He's trying to call something up. He's trying to get a call here on 3rd down. In 27.
Give that guy the Broyles Award already. Play clock winding down again on Glenn. They give it to him. He steps up, takes off. Brock Glenn bumped out at the 20. Will make it a sure thing for Ryan Fitzgerald.
That's a positive play. That's all you can do in that situation. It's 3rd and 27. You're not going to get a first down unless it's a penalty defensively. So you get as many yards as you can, and you hope to get a field goal opportunity that's a little bit better chances than you would have if you didn't get any yards on 3rd down.
This is Florida State's first time even entering the red zone since the opening drive of the game. 38 for Ryan Fitzgerald. And the always reliable kicker puts it through. So it's down to a 4-point Duke lead.
Right now, if this defense can get another stop, they got a chance to take the lead.
Yeah, Duke by 4 early on in the 4th. Malik Murphy, shot downfield, look out! It's intercepted, but flags all over the place as Shaheem Brown picked it off and likely is on Ashlyn Barker, the DB.
You're 100% correct, Mike. It was the defensive back, Barker. There was a little double move, and Barker had the back.
Prior to the pass, holding, defense number 27. 10-yard penalty, first down.
And honestly, that was maybe like the first time we've seen Malik Murphy push the ball down the field. It was well covered by Florida State and their safeties in the back end, but Barker, right before that part of the play, he had a nice grab of that jersey of Pankel.
And again, it's a big part of Duke's offense. Murphy taking a lot of shots downfield. Adam Fuller was ready for it all week. Star Thomas with a lane. Star Thomas breaks a tackle and takes it to the doorstep of the red zone. Duke's biggest play tonight from Star Thomas for 44.
I got to give credit to everybody. It's the offensive line. Just watching everybody. They got a couple of double teams going, and you get in right behind the center, Matt Craycraft. And that's where the big game happens. Star Thomas doesn't need much, but when he gets to that second level, he's so hard to bring down. 6 foot, 210-pound graduate senior.
He had only gone 17 times for 38 yards on the ground before that. The guy who has stepped up and gone for 100 plus in 3 of his last 4 coming in with the Jacquez Moore injury. Play clock winding down on Malik Murphy. Handled the low snap. Thomas into the teeth of the Noles defense for no gain. You've been really impressed by Florida State's defense. And they tighten up here and force a field goal or better.
Yeah, there's just no quitting these guys. Things that just have not been going their way at all. But if you look at them, they have really cleaned up the penalties in the second half. And I'm talking about the pre-snap penalties. They've been in their gaps doing what they're supposed to do. They've made it tough all night long for Duke offensively.
Peyton Jones this time, trying to bounce it outside, and Ventrell Cypress makes another sturdy play, and it's for a loss of 1.
You see all those Noles by the ball? Just count the gold helmets and white jerseys at the football. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They're having a meeting at the end of every play on the ball carrier. And that's an outstanding job of a group of guys playing hard all the way to the end.
Adam Fuller's defense has done its part, keeping Duke below 200 yards of total offense.
And this should be a handoff.
Easily in field goal range. They're throwing with Murphy toward the end zone. Incomplete for Eli Pankol. Kevin Knowles in coverage, and some risk to the call from Duke.
Yeah, that's dangerous. That's dangerous because let's just play the game. Okay, again, what do we see again, Mike? What? Left hand, right there, knocking the ball away. These defenders have done a terrific job, corners and safeties, of playing the ball when it's in the air. I don't know if I would have put my quarterback, Malik Murphy, in that situation, the way they played in that back end. Maybe hand the ball off, pop one on 3rd and long, but at least give you a better chance at a much shorter field goal.
Todd Polino, the experienced junior, comes out from 40. Reynolds in the hole. Polino's kick is good. Tucks it inside the upright, and the lead's restored to 7 for Duke.
'92. Look at that.
Oh, man. That's good stuff.
This is great stuff, man.
First time these programs met, Florida State has won all 22 meetings. Keziah Holmes scooped up the return past the 30. So 22-0, Florida State's record against Duke. Only one of the games has been single digits. We got a late flag that came in as well on the far side of the field. You see this, it's the most wins without a loss by one current Power Conference team against another, going back to the 1930s. But Duke's got the lead, trying to change that.
After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 48 of the receiving team, 15-yard penalty. It'll be first down, Florida State.
That's Jackson West, who is a very experienced tight end. It'll come in here at the top of your screen. And this is another costly penalty from a veteran on this Florida State team.
You see 48 right there? It was late, but they saw it right there on officials. He got caught. That's what happens. They usually wait till the second man through, but I get it. You're playing to the whistle, but can't always be to the echo of the whistle.
That one a little more borderline.
A little more, especially right there on the white, too. You know, on the sideline. You got to be able to know where you're at.
So it backs up Florida State to its 17. Still Brock Glenn at quarterback. Glenn did not see Ryan Smith.
I think that's an easy way of putting it. He didn't see Ryan Smith. Ryan Smith did his job by going up the field, forcing the quarterback to step up, and there's just nowhere to go. Either you got to make your mind up and take off and run, but trying to extend the play with this defensive front, it's just been virtually impossible.
4th sack for Jonathan Packey's Duke defense, top 10 in the country now. Time for Glenn. Across the middle, he's got Hakeem Williams. And Williams has enough for a first down.
Yeah, I thought Hakeem took him, he had to catch it twice almost with that window open late. Watch how long it takes for that window. He goes through his progressions, does Brock Glenn, and he finds it. And Hakeem Williams didn't catch it cleanly, but he was able to haul it in. I think that Williams has to realize, focus on the catch first and then protect yourself. He seems to look at the defenders around him and not focus on catching the football first.
Sophomore, former top 30 recruit in the country. His second catch tonight. Midway through the 4th in Durham. Lawrence Toafili up the middle.
If you're Florida State offensively, Mike Norvell is telling his guys, let's let our best drive be right here. Okay, you haven't had the best of drives throughout the game, but how about put the perfect drive, the best drive right here?
Toafili again, squirms up the middle. First down, Bergeron to stop, but not before 11 for the veteran running back. So Brock Glenn, if you're just joining us, was the starter in this game. Second consecutive start this season for the injured DJ Uiagalelei, and the 4th of Glenn's career. But he had turnovers on 3 straight plays in the first half. So they went to the 3rd string quarterback, Luke Kromenhoek, only for Glenn to return here in the second half. Glenn on the slant. Kentron Portier inside the 40. Comes back from his drop earlier to pick up 17.
Yeah, and you like the confidence that you're seeing from Brock Glenn on his drive. He's seeing the football field a little more clearer right now, but also it's been the runs by Toafili that's brought those linebackers up inside the line of scrimmage that opened up an easy window for Glenn to get the ball through.
Inside of 6 to go here in the 4th.
There's an extra defender coming down to the box.
Stinson ready to blitz. They run away from it with Davis. Upfield just outside the 30. Ball came out at the end of it. Darius Washington could not jump on it.
Running on the field is a fumble. Recovered by Duke.
I didn't see it.
Preston Watson, the takeaway.
Watson gets the takeaway, okay? But I think it was 45. Ozzie Nicholas rushing to the football again, making the play late.
Cam Davis is down after what for now is another Florida State turnover. 3 turnovers in the first half. Ozzie Nicholas was in the middle of 2 of them. He's in the mix there, and then the true freshman Preston Watson fell on it. Duke, a massive takeaway from the Noles. Florida State was driving down by 7 when Christian Rory, a 6th-year senior backup defensive tackle with 16 snaps all season, did this. Comes in with a pursuit and forces the fumble. Gets it back for Duke as Star Thomas goes for 3, and Preston Watson picked it up. Cam Davis got hurt, had to be helped off the field as well.
Hey, here comes Big 96 on the left side of your screen, comes in and just gets that right paw and gets it right on the football. That ball's knocked out. There was an opportunity to get it. It's right there laying on the ground. But again, all the blue shirts around. Oh yeah, show them on the iPad. There you go, show the pad. Hey, you see me? You see what I'm doing? See, he letting all his boys know.
A kid who
make a play.
Started out at Duke, Kirk, transferred away to Texas State, transferred back to Duke this year. Comes up with a massive play for the Blue Devils. Thomas will now try to soak this thing for Duke. Up by 7, getting late in the 4th.
And it starts to feel like it's getting ready for the 9th inning. Bring in the closer. We saw a couple weeks ago Star Thomas kind of take over a game, especially when you get under 5 minutes. He's the closer for Duke offensively. But could this also be an opportunity here for Malik Murphy to take off and utilize his legs a little bit? Everybody's going to key in on Thomas. Could this be an opportunity for Malik Murphy to pull one and go around the edge?
They've been wanting him to do that more. He hasn't run at all tonight. 3rd and 4. Instead, Star Thomas to the edge, has enough. Down the sideline with a cutback and a flag down. Thomas all the way across the field and finally ducks down at the 37. We'll check the marker.
I think this one's coming back.
Holding, offense, number 71, 10-yard penalty, 3rd down.
It's Caleb Krings, number 71. You know, one of those seniors, just watch him. He's right here on the pool. And he's the guy, right at the point of attack. It wasn't much, and I still don't know if that's one I would have thrown the flag on, Mike. It just didn't seem like it rose to the level that that player was going to get to the football.
That guy definitely would have thrown the flag. The last they did on Caleb Krings, the transfer from FCS Elon, so it wipes out 26 from Star Thomas. 3rd down and 14, and you're backed up to your 27. Screen, nowhere to go. Edwin Joseph read it well on Samir Hagans, and the Noles, backed by that penalty, force a punt.
Yeah, I think everybody here at Wallace Wade Stadium knew a screen pass was coming. And it's one that also keeps the clock moving. Let's remember, we start to get under 3 minutes, only 2 timeouts left for Florida State. So it's one of those plays you understand why they do it. But this defense has done their job, and they've given their offense one more opportunity.
You tick under 3 minutes to go. A couple of timeouts at the disposal of Mike Norvell, and the Noles are geared up looking for a block on Cade Reynoldsson, who handled the low snap, got it away, a wobbly one. Goes out of bounds at the 41. Time now for our drive recap, presented by Rain-X, and the Noles were on the move before the fumble.
Yeah, they were. They were driving, and you saw the confidence of Brock Glenn as he delivered the football, had some windows opened up. You get a couple nice runs by Toa Feely. You get Cam Davis going as well, and you start to feel confident. You got some things going, and boom, there goes the fumble. Christian Rory knocks the ball out, and the ball goes back to Duke and thwarts any opportunity for Florida State to get points on the best drive that they had in the second half.
And Cam Davis went into the tent, so you presume it's going to be all Lawrence Toa Feely. 2:43 for Brock Glenn. Toa Feely stacked up by Kendi Charles, again making an impact.
You know, it's funny, we've been talking about the Florida State defensive line all game, right? All the NFL talent on Florida State. These dudes from Duke, they've said, hey, I know you probably hear to see the Florida State guys, but we feel like we're on that same level. They have been harassing these quarterbacks of Florida State all night long.
Second down and 12. Glenn. Nowhere to go. Aaron Hall gets to him for a loss. Third down.
Yeah, I think this defensive line, they know obvious passing situations. So they're running their best moves. Quarterback leaning up, trying to find. There's just nothing
This
there.
is the 2-minute timeout.
Here comes Mr. Hall with the sack. Mike, what was the OU of this game again?
42.5 is what I had.
I'm just saying.
Oh, we right in. We right up in
Yeah,
that.
I heard Desmond Howard. Yeah.
Hey, we got people talking. Is that the headset they're testing?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. Big third down.
They're going for it on fourth.
You have to.
If Duke kicks the field goal, that beats.
Every Thursday, Manny Diaz spends 10 minutes with his team. They have something called Dragon Tales. They talk about the narratives from the outside that seep in. The narrative he told his team this week was that Duke has never beat Florida State. They have the lead, up by 7, 2 minutes away from a first in 112 years of Duke football. Third down and 13 for Brock Glenn at Florida State. Glenn steps up. Glenn on the move. Got away from Bergeron to the edge. And Glenn goes out of bounds past the 45. And you're absolutely in a 4-down situation for Mike Norvell.
Yeah, you have to go for it here no matter what. That was a nice job. A little wrinkle there from Duke defensively. They showed 5 men near the line of scrimmage. They only rushed 3, and they had what they wanted. They had a spy on the quarterback. But the ability of Brock Glenn to get out of the pocket and make something happen and make this a 4th and 4 rather than a 4th and 14.
Florida State has converted its only 4th down so far tonight.
I would anticipate Duke bringing pressure here at 4th and 4.
Glenn fires, and it's caught by Ja'Kai Douglas for a first down to the 39.
It was a delayed blitz, and the delayed blitz didn't get there. The angle, poor angle by the linebacker, and Nicholas, who's in coverage, watch 45. He's in the middle of your screen. He's looking at the quarterback. He has to vacate his zone because Brock Glenn's on the run.
Coming up on 90 seconds to go. Still 2 timeouts to work with, and plenty of time for Brock Glenn and the Noles. 4-man rush. Wow.
What a
Glenn
move. What a move.
can't get away. DJ Anthony creates it. Wesley Williams finishes it.
I apologize, Mike. I'm sorry. But when you see a guy get off the rock like that, you're saying, whoa, it's only a matter of time. Number 7 on the left side of your screen, an unbelievable move by DJ Anthony Jr. Gets up the field, doesn't get the sack, but he helps out the
Florida
other
State with their
guys. And Wesley
second.
Williams
This will be a
finishes them off.
30-second timeout.
A 6th sack from Duke's defense. Mike Norvell takes his 2nd timeout with $1:18 to go, backed up.
That's a big tackle for loss, though. That's a 9-yard loss, Mike.
And now Darius Washington, the 6th-year senior left tackle, who last year was first-team All-ACC, in a ton of pain, headed off. Again, this is a Florida State offensive line that's had moving parts galore all season. 7th game tonight, 6 different starting offensive line groups. And now your right tackle just got beat by Anthony's move.
Right.
Your left tackle goes out injured, and you got to throw here down by 7 with $1:18 left.
So if I'm Brock Glenn, the quarterback, what am I thinking right now in my head, right? We're talking about picturing the play. Anticipate blitz from Duke. and know where the pass rushers are. Anthony's on that right side. If it's not there right away, try to move with your legs.
And Byers knows what stands opposite him in VJ Anthony.
He knows.
False start. Offense number 63. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
Just got beat and was staring down another pass rush from VJ Anthony, who celebrates like that.
I mean, those don't go down as sacks, but that could have been a sack because that's basically from his anticipation of the snap count, forcing Byers to jump.
By the way, Rob Scott has come in at left tackle, very experienced fifth-year senior. Byers almost jumped early again. Glenn steps up, and he darts it low and incomplete for his tight end, Amari Williams. Now it's third down and long.
So what I would tell the quarterback here, Brock Glenn, on 3rd and 24, we're probably not going to get 24 yards on 3rd down. So let's try to at least cut this 3rd down in half, okay? Let's try to get 12 or 14 yards within that range. You can't get it all here, but try to get some positive yards to give us a better opportunity on 4th down.
Glenn. A flag down. Glenn on the move. Maintained his footing. And Glenn is picked off by Josh Pickett.
And they're going to keep this football. That's a hold on the left tackle who just entered the game. Robert Scott. He goes in the game for Washington. He brings down 97 Wesley Williams. And then late in the down, I get it, Brock Glenn, you're trying to make a play, but just throw that football away and at least give yourself an opportunity on 4th. And now turnover with the interception.
Would be the 5th Florida State turnover of the game. As you said, just trying to create anything.
Anything.
And let's make sure Pickett made the catch inbounds as well.
Now, it looks to me he's inbounds, but where's that left foot?
Right foot, right knee comes down, I think, before the left foot's out of bounds. Has the catch, right knee down before the left foot touches out of bounds. Is that how you see it?
Well, I'm looking at the left foot prior to the interception. Does he establish himself in bounds first?
Interesting.
I'm looking at the prior to the interception. If the left foot steps out first, does the right foot go back in bounds and establish himself? And I think that's why.
Yeah, we got 2 hats off from the officials.
Yeah, they're not showing off their haircuts. They're just letting us know that there's a player out of bounds.
Ruling on the field is an incomplete pass. Holding offense number 52. 10-yard penalty. It'll be 3rd down.
I think that's why we called the incomplete pass.
Yeah, no explanation of it, but.
So I'm going to watch the left foot. Is it out of bounds? Are they calling that out of bounds first?
The ruling on the field with incomplete pass is under further review.
I don't know if that, certainly from a view like that, hard to know definitively. And then we'll also have to evaluate the process of the catch as well as he goes to the ground. I'm sure that's your favorite part of the program.
You know it, Mike.
So let's try this angle. Again, the veteran corner, Josh Pickett, trying to jump in front here on Malik Benson.
Yeah, I don't see a look right now that tells me the left foot is out of bounds. That's the one I'm looking at first. See when does that left foot, is it out of bounds or in bounds? But regardless, if this is a catch, that right knee does go down first. So that would be an interception. But now we got to go through, like you mentioned, the process of the catch. But see that left foot right there? I'm looking at that left foot. Are they determining, is that left foot inbounds or not? I don't know if I got a definitive look, whether it's inbounds or out of bounds or along that white.
And again, to the casual fan, he can't step out of bounds of his own volition and then come and be the first one to touch it inbounds for the casual fan out there watching.
Right, has to establish himself back in bounds.
I don't know if we saw anything conclusively that said he was out of bounds.
No.
And then from the views we've seen, it looks like he completes the catch.
Absolutely. And I think that's what they're going back to here and taking a look. Now the call on the field was incomplete, so they have to have indisputable video evidence to overturn the call on the field of an incomplete pass.
And again, the letter of the law on a catch is this: when going to the ground, the player must maintain complete and continuous control of the ball throughout the process of contacting the ground, which from these angles, we don't see anything that disagrees with that.
No.
But to your point, the call on the field is incomplete. And so is there indisputable video evidence to overturn?
Yeah, I don't know if I see that, but here comes the call.
After further review, the ruling on the field stands. The correction will be the holding penalty will be declined. It'll be 4th down.
I think that's the most likely outcome. I
Right.
think it's also surprising that it was called an incompletion, though, after much discussion.
Yeah, that's that incompletion. I thought that he intercepted the pass. Now look, had they ruled interception on that play, it would have been hard to overturn that as well if they would have went to review and said possibly incomplete. But they declined the penalty on the incomplete pass, so now they lose that down, and it's still 4th and 24. So Brock Glenn, actually no harm in that one because of the incomplete pass.
Barely. 4th and 24, and Florida State needs some kind of miracle. Brock Glenn against a 3-man rush. Flips it to Toafili. And he's got nowhere to go. VJ Anthony finishes it off for Duke. Kevin O'Connor was in pursuit as well, and it's a turnover on downs. How about a man possessed in VJ Anthony down the stretch in the 4th?
Well, I think it was just the defensive line all week long, hearing about all the NFL players on that defensive line of Florida State. They were great, though. That Florida State defensive front was great all night. But I will tell you this, these Duke defensive linemen and edge rushers, Anthony, Hall, Charles, Wesley Wood, they've stood up throughout this game and in those big moments, especially VJ Anthony Jr.
Florida State tried 2 quarterbacks. They didn't have answers offensively. And Duke, with 187 yards of total offense, is going to take down Florida State for the first time in
Florida
program
State,
history.
That's 3rd and final. It'll be a 30-second timeout.
And how about Manny Diaz in year 1? Mike Elko went to College Station. Riley Leonard went to South Bend. Other transfers left as well. Manny Diaz shows up and gets another crack at being a head coach with the way things ended at Miami, where he had some success, but they very publicly courted someone else. He's here, getting another chance, and he's about to be 6-1 in Durham.
Mike, it's not Halloween yet, and the Duke Blue Devils are already bowl eligible. That's where this program is. They're past just being bowl eligible. They feel like they can be real contenders in this ACC. They've got some things to work on offensively for sure, but the way that defense played tonight shows a lot of promise for the rest of the season.
And meantime, for Florida State, they've scored fewer than 20 points for a 6th time this year. The last time they did it 6 times in a season was 1981. They just can't score enough right now. And Duke gets its first ever win against Florida State. 23-16 the final at Wallace Wade Stadium.
Unbelievable. A nice job there. Manny Diaz's group, they tried to downplay it. They realized they had never beaten Florida State in their